Carolina Reapers are in the house. Literally in the house because it's cold today. Why is it cold?
Honker trees. You wanna go outside? Let's go.
Alright guys, it has decided to be winter for one day in the Ozarks, and that day is today. It's going to be 32 degrees tonight. Today's been about 50 degrees, so for us it's kind of cold because, I mean, like last week we were swimming in a pool. So I'm going to go down to the shop, I'm going to light a fire for the first time this year, and see what I can get myself into. Come on, let's go, let's have some fun. Ooh, mess. Alright, at the end of the year, every year, I like to take my stove and clean it out really good. So there's not a bunch of stuff that I gotta clean out when I want to use it. And it doesn't sit in there and draw moisture and cause it to rust or decay, because, you know, I want it to last for a while. So I like to start by taking a little bit of cardboard and twisting it up really tight, rolling it up, and then kind of smashing it. Because that way, it's thicker, and it takes more time for it to burn. It gives the wood a little more time to catch on fire. And the last step, throw your wood on top of it and hit it with a bit of that MAP gas. Voila, summertime. Alright, well, it's nice and toasty here in the shop now. We got a fire going, and I've been thinking, what can I do? What I should do is probably clean my shop. But instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself a much needed welding cart. That way I can roll my welder around instead of carrying it all the time. Not that I use it all that much, but every time that I do use it, I gotta drag it around. And I've had it for a long time, so I'm really tired of doing that. So I want it to be able to roll underneath this new table that I've got. So I'm gonna make some measurements and we'll get started. Alright. This may not make sense to you. Can you see it? But it does to me. So we're gonna make a cart, put our welder on it, a place for a tank, and be able to store some miscellaneous junk underneath there. So let's start cutting some metal and get it ready. Alright guys, I've gone ahead and marked my steel. I've got several pieces already marked. I went ahead and saved you guys the aggravation of having to, you know, sit there and watch me measure and mark stuff. But anyways, I got my marks on here. I've marked them all the way around. You can see that I put a mark on the side showing which side to cut on, because the kerf of your blade can actually change the length of your piece. You know, you end up cutting an 1/8 inch off or a 1/16 or something, and then your pieces are too short. So, and I've got the garage door open so that I can cut out there, because I've got some engines open in here, at least a jet ski. So I don't want to be throwing metal shavings around and stuff in and up inside the cylinder walls and stuff like that. I got the head off of it, so, you know, I don't want to tear it up worse than it already is. Let's get to cutting. Alright, so I got my pieces laid out here. This right here will be the bottom. I put a brace on the end and then one here so that it'll hold up. If I have to put a tank or anything on it, I can just put a piece of plate steel on top of there. And then this one over here will be the top, and the welder will sit here, and at the front I'll have a handle.
Bow your head, Joey. Pizza break.
Delicious. Alright, back from pizza break. And Huck's farted in the shop, so we're going to break out a little bit of incense. The greatest smell ever. MAP gas. Fantastic. You like that, Huck? Alright, so now we got all our pieces cut, except for the uprights. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark all the different places where I'm going to have to weld. That way I know exactly where I need to grind so I can get it clean. That and some of this steel here, well, all of it, has galvanized on it. And that's something you don't want to breathe. So you got to clean that up really good and make sure you have really good ventilation when you're welding on it. So we're going to get that cleaned up. All the parts are marked, and now we go to grinding. Alright, I've got the top and bottom platform. They're ground, they're clean. I ground them quite a ways back to make sure they're really clean. I don't know this, I'm sure I could look it up, but I was told that, anytime you get galvanized to a certain temperature, it creates a gas that can kill you. I could be totally wrong, but I'm not going to risk it. Not only that, but you want your steel to be nice and clean. So I'm actually going to wipe this stuff down with some acetone too. There's also a chance that this stuff will affect your weld and put something in there that you don't want and cause it to spatter or pop or make an ugly bead. So you need to clean up your stuff anyways. Alright, here we go. Alright, all the parts are nice and clean and ready to weld. Got my janky magnet right here in the corner, so that'll hold it square, sort of. I'm going to go through here and just tack it, make sure it's all square and where we need to be. I am not a classically trained welder. I got my degree from the world of YouTube, and I'm going to be honest with you, I fast forwarded just a little bit. So try not to get your panties in a bunch if these aren't that fancy. All I need this to do is hold my welder up so I can do more janky welds. Thanks. And before you see these janky welds, go ahead and pound that like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Alright guys, this top piece is done. Am I going to win greatest MIG welder of the world? Not a chance. But are those going to hold? Yeah, they're going to hold. Maybe. All it's got to do is roll my cart around so that I can tack things together. Because it's fun. I am going to go to the house now for some much needed family time and some sleep. And I'll be back at her tomorrow and we'll finish this thing up. See you in the morning.
When you get a water, put a water back.
Alright guys, it's day 2. This is the bottom. I've got it kind of mocked up here a little bit. It's going to be 10 inches, so I got a place to set a tank here on the end. And I've made some little corners here to make a little extra gusset so that whenever the wheels go on, these wide bottoms or whatever, they'll have a good place to sit. I'm going to go ahead and pull this apart, and I'll start piece by piece and we'll put it together.
A little bit thirsty. Time for a good old-fashioned water break. Thanks, little Oscar.
Alright, well, we've got our frame together, our corner's ready, everything's ground down smooth so that we can stick our wheels on it. I got turnable casters for the front and the regular straight rolling ones for the back. That way I'll be able to steer this thing. And I got fairly large wheels here, so it should roll over this bumpy floor. You can buy one already made for like 40 bucks for a really cheap janky one, or you can get one for 150 bucks. It's pretty good, and then the price just keeps going up. You can get some pretty nice ones. You can get some with drawers and cabinets and things like that. But I've got some scrap steel here, so I've just taken the scrap steel that I had from work, and I'm putting it together and making my own cart. It's giving me something to keep me occupied, and I can look back on this someday and say, you know what? I made that. Too many things nowadays, people just buy stuff that you can throw away. Maybe someday my kids look back, or my grandkids will be like, my grandpa made that. I don't know what their voice would sound like. They may just throw it away. chassis here. So this will be our bottom. We've got our top piece already made. And all we need is a couple of uprights here, and we've about got this knocked out. We got it put together here. All we got to do is take some of these little top pieces, which is funny. Some of this scrap that I got says, "Do not throw away." Huh. I'm really glad someone did. Anywho, I'm gonna put those on the sides and back. That way the welder won't want to slide or fall off the top. All right, let's weld these on. After 2 days of piddling, we're gonna find out if the welder actually fits. You ready? Be prepared to laugh, just in case I screwed this up. It fits. A little handle, I can roll it around, do what I need to do. Perfect. Well, all right, guys, the welder cart project is in the books. So until next time, thanks for watching. Pound that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. God bless. See ya. Okay, well, it's nice and toasty and you can't see my head. All right, you may not be able to understand.